Hi, it's that time of the week again. More Amstrad Action. As usual, going through issue number 68, May 1991, right? Something like that. But first, we got Run a Walkman. It's got plenty of competitions to go through here. Even Arnie Schwarzenegger would be drooling over one of these. We reckon anyway. To celebrate Total Recall scoring an AA Master game, Ocean is giving away no fewer than 5 of these wee beasties to Amstrad Action readers. The Sony WM-F2015 combination Walkman boasts the following: FM AM tuner, auto shutoff, normal metal tape selector, belt clip, lightweight headphones. And that's not all. 10 runners up will each win a copy of the game itself, plus a giant Total Recall poster. Brilliant, eh? The rules. The closing date for entries is May 31st, 1990. Only one entry per household. So runners prizes 10 copies of Total Recall plus 10 giant posters. And first prize is 5 Sony personal stereos. As usual, we're going to ask you a few questions. Total Recall takes place largely on Mars. Mars is sometimes known as A, the red planet, B, the green planet, C, the yellow planet. 2. What was Arnold Schwarzenegger's original nationality? A, Welsh, B, Austrian, C, Russian. 3. What is the name of the character Schwarzenegger plays in Total Recall? A, Don Quaid, B, Doug Shovel, C, Doug Quaid. Just jot your answers down on a postcard together with your name and address and whether you have a table disc machine, and send it to I'll Be Back Compo. Amstrad Action. Of course. Now available at Amstrad CPC. There'll be moments when you wish you hadn't taken off. The F-16 combat pilot. The F-16 combat pilot is a milestone, and C-64 programming a true achievement. And it shows us the Atari screens. It's our first game. It's Super Monaco Grand Prix by US Gold, $10.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Shifting in the 6th gear on a long straight, the opposition comes into view, moving into the right-hand side of the road, and heading down the gear should take you into the lead. The crowd roars, the engine fires, and nothing can stop you now. Okay. The tarmac blisters in the heat of the midday sun. You adjust your visor in a vain attempt to see through the shimmering heat. Glancing in your rear-view mirror, you see an approaching competitor. Heading 7th on a straight, you ease away, giving yourself space to move and breathe. You can hear nothing but the sound of your own blood rushing in your ears, and the low, almost subsonic throb of the massive Formula One power plant immediately behind your head. There in front of you, you see the flutter of the white flag. Just one more lap to go, but they're gaining. Super Monaco Grand Prix, apart from being the most unnecessarily long title in computer gaming history, is a conversion of the Sega coin-op, one of last year's biggest arcade hits. The original coin-op was popular mainly because of the stunning graphics and sounds, but actual gameplay was little different from most other games in the racing genre. The problem any computer version will have is a lack of 32-bit processing power, custom graphics chips galore, and digital sound. So how does the humble CPC cope? I'm sure it's the arcade version, 32-bit. Not sure what hardware it's on. The game plays much like any other racer, strapped firmly into driver's seat. You tear down the crowded racetrack, hoping to get as low a lap time as possible, and ultimately to finish in first. Before you even begin a race, you must qualify, and in doing so, gain a better starting position in the actual race. Once qualified, your car is entered into the race proper, and that's when things start to get a little difficult. The cars themselves are awesome beasts, capable of huge speed and incredible feats of agility, hugging corners as though they were on rails. Or at least, that's what the real ones do. You're given a choice of gear startups to begin with, and you can choose from automatic, 4 or 7-speed gearboxes. Automatic is simple and takes some pressure off the player, but acceleration is very slow compared to the manual 4-speed, and even the 4-speed is a bit dodgy compared to the 7-speed. The tracks represent circuits around the world, as well as the streets of Monaco, home of the world-famous Grand Prix. The occasional dip and hill add to the problems you will face, but the other drivers are the biggest pain. You'll find yourself roaring through a dark tunnel, and suddenly another car appears in front of you, and like the worst taxi driver in the world, he refuses to let you past, or jams you between his car and the tunnel wall. The control method initially seems slow and unresponsive, but perseverance ensures progress, and you soon learn the quirks of the vehicle's handling. The graphics are colourful and attractive, and quite convincing at times, especially on the hills. But the scrolling and screen updates are a little on the jerky side. Sound consists of the car's droning rumble, and a very bizarre noise when you overtake other cars. Like other driving games, the scope of the challenge is limited by the lap times you can get, but SMGP is actually more fun to play than most, and lasting enjoyment can be gleaned, especially from racing fans. Mention should also be made of the totally savoury babe holding the place cards at the beginning of the game. Whoa! First aid score, qualify in pole position. Second opinion. First impressions of Super Monaco Grand Prix are not good. It seems too slow and jerky. Give yourself time to get into it though, and you'll find it is an exciting game under the bonnet. The verdict. Graphics 78%. Nice and jolly, colourful and reasonably well animated. Sonic 61%. Vroom pop. Sounds like a convention of flatulent hovers. Grab factor 80%. Easy to play, difficult to beat. You'll pick it up straight away. Staying power 75%. Not a lot more to it than other races, but long-term fun. Rating 74%. Not bad, not awesome, but fairly good. A sound to drive them up. Let's get going in. Alright. Super Monaco GP! US Gold! Made by US Gold Pro Software Limited. Oh, here we go. Engine specifications. Engines developed by Sega. How about Sega engines? Let's get started. Get one. Automatic. Heavy control. Loading. Super Monaco Grand Prix. Fire, start, game, up, down, transmission select, transmission automatic. Ready driver, prepare to qualify. France, wet conditions. Right? Ow. Ow. Lap time 1:16.7. Qualified 12th. Ready driver, prepare to race at France. Wet conditions. F1 power. Checkpoint. Where's that guy going? Looks like he's going in the air. Flying or something. Uh, fatal crash. Game over. It was a crash apparently. I'm not sure what I hit, but wonderful. We're gonna qualify again. Stop hitting things. Oh, oh, stop it. We're going to qualify worse now. Fatal crash. Game over. Well, that worked out well, didn't it now? Try again, wet conditions still. Come on, stop it. Oh. Damn it. See, you're doing 230. It does feel slow at that speed. Time 118.1. Yeah, we did worse. Ugh. What, is it not wet? Makes a change. Where did I get 13th, really? Beep, 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 beep. We finished the lap. We can get very far. It's flying again. Okay, it's 10th. Oh, we're in 2 laps. Get out of my way. I'm sure he's trying to ram me there. Can we actually finish the race? That'd be something. Checkpoint. Oh, go. Ah! Jeez, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, stop it. Turn. Turn, you damn thing. We tried. Oh, he's trying again. He's trying to go through me, which is seems a little unfair. That's it. We finished the race somehow. Pedro, prepare to qualify at Brazil. Wet conditions. It's wet again. So it looks a lot like France, really. Okay. Says Brazil. Terrible. Turn fast, more, turn more, turn more. Oh, damn it. Turn. Oh, jeez, I turned too quick. I don't know what I hit there. At time 123. 13th. Eh. Yeah, I think I'll leave that there. The idea. Not like I'm going to get any further or anything. We'll move on. Alright. Because we've got another racing game coming up. Toyota Celica GT Rally. Agreement graphics. $10.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. A quick question. What's 15 feet long, has bits flying off in all directions and slides through trees on its roof? Answer, your Toyota. 15 seconds after you first go at Toyota Celica GT Rally. The second time you play, it'll probably take 20 seconds. Gremlin's new rally game is much more of a simulator than Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge was. For a start, you're plonked in the driving seat itself for this one. You get a view of the road ahead through your windscreen, and you also see your hands working the steering wheel and the gear stick on the left. So, settled in the cockpit, you start the engine, rev it up, watch the countdown clock, 3, 2, 1, and go! It's okay for the first few seconds on a straight road, but it's when you get to the first corner that the fun begins. Most driving games let you keep your foot to the floor just about all the time, but not this one. Chances are you'll be taking the scenic route through the trees. You should have consulted the co-driver, shouldn't you? That's right, not only are the corners the sort you get in the real world, you have a co-driver who can signal their direction and sharpness in your car. You can go for the practice option on the main menu. This lets you drive at any of the 3 international locations offered by the game. You soon get tired of this though and want to get stuck in for the big boys. This is where it gets a lot tougher. You start off racing in the UK over a number of stages. As with real rallying, your total time is totted up after each stage and your ranking given. And again, as with real rallying, it's not just a case of putting your boot down and hoping for the best. You're going to have to do some pretty controlled driving to stay up with the big boys in this competition, as lead-footed driving will leave you broadsided off the track and fishtailing down the straights. Each excursion into the scenery costs you a smashed windscreen and a 20-second delay. Oh, we've missed the bits here. That's alright. Yeah, not only let's restart this. That's right. Not only are the corners the sort you get in real world, you, you have a co-driver who can signal the direction and sharpness in advance. You don't see the fellow himself, but you do get to see signs ahead of you telling you what to expect. These take the form of chevrons consisting of 1, 2, or 3 arrows. Actually, it's a bit of a swizz, and because unless you decide to stick with the standard pace notes supplied, you have to draw up your own before you tackle the stage. You do this with a special map of the unfolding stage, with the option of inserting your own signs where you like. Until you're a bit more handy at controlling your car, you can go for the practice option on the main menu. This lets you drive at any of the 3 international locations offered by the game. You'll soon get tired of this though and want to get stuck in for the big boys. This is where it gets a lot tougher. You get staff racing in the UK over a number of stages. As with real rallying, your total time is totted up after each stage and your ranking are given. And again, as with real rallying, it's not just a case of putting your boot down and hoping for the best. You're going to have to do some pretty controlled driving to stay up with the big boys in this competition, as lead-footed driving will leave you broadsiding off this track and fishtailing down the straights. Each excursion into the scenery costs you a smashed windscreen and a 20-second delay. Control is either by joystick or keyboard. It's tricky in both cases, but keyboard control is the easiest. The game suffers a bit from the test drive syndrome. It's almost impossible to avoid continually escalating overcorrection when things start to go wrong. It's not too bad in this case, but bad enough. The graphics are very good. They're done in full color mode, which means there's not too much color, but there's plenty of detail. The scenery moves well as you drive, and the gear shifting and wheel turning are very nicely animated. Sound is good too. There's a jaunty little tune backed up by competent in-game driving noises. Having said that, the game isn't highly inspiring. There are 2 problems really: the difficulty of controlling your car in the first place, and the lack of any real adrenaline-producing excitement. Naturally, there are never any other cars on the track with you, and so your sole opponent is the clock, and given that you'll be too busy trying to stay on the road to look at it, even that incentive pales. Toyota Celica GT Rally is a good simulator, but although it still retains a real arcade feel, it doesn't offer a great deal of excitement. It's competent alright, but just a bit dull. First day target score. Finish a stage in the top 10. Second opinion. It's all very well getting things right as far as accuracy is concerned, but Toyota's controls are too fiddly and finicky. It's just too difficult to keep your car on the road. Verdict. Graphics 88%, not colourful but detailed and smooth with nice touches. Sonic 74%, good tune but not terribly memorable in-game effects. Grab factor 71%, it looks good but it's a horror until you learn to control it. Staying power 75%, only determined rallying nutters will stick with it. Rating 79%, difficult to fault apart from tricky control but not really all that exciting. Alright. So we're going to have fun with this one. That's for sure. Okay. Oh, right. This has got copy protection, hasn't it? Excuse me. I'll just find the manual. Eh, right. Manual. English, French, German, Spanish. Okay. Okay. Let's go for press spacebar. Enter the sign's number. Then press return. Stop. I think it's supposed to be children. Very unreadable. Let's see which one it is. It's a stop. Oh, here it is. Stop children. Sign number 12. Gremlin. In association with Toyota, proudly presents Celica GT Rally, run by Eddie Davidson, graphics by Bernie. Correct, graphics 991. Digitized graphics. Controller joystick. Gearbox automatic. Steering return automatic. First steering off. Say so. Fire space to finish. Power controls. Point weapons, speed up and slow down, left and right, left and right. Fire space does nothing. Other controls. H to pause, Q to continue, escape to restart game. A to change preferences while driving. Start the Toyota World Rally. Practice the stage. Practice the stage and see how far we get. Not very far. England, Mexico, or Finland. Let's see how terrible this is going to be. Start your engine. 2, 1, go. Well, you stay on the road. I got left turn coming. I doing better than I thought I would. In practice, I was doing that. uh, right turn coming. Oh, 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 oh. Right turn coming. Did you do it? Practice the stage. Start the world rally. See what happens. I'm not going that far. Russell Brooks. Okay. And just go on. Let's go. The preparation. He's preparation. Alright, start your engine. This is going well. Pay a penalty for hitting a tree. Straight is so hard. Okay, we can go around the around the obstacle. That's fine. Oh, it is intended. Okay, one crash. Could have been worse. Fourth somehow. Alright. Alright, stage 2. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh god, I can't see where I'm going. Oh god. Ooh. First! With 20 seconds even. There's every much don't crash and you'll be first. Fungus Bogeyman. Phase 3. Start engine. Go. Turn already. Oh god. Oh god, I can't see anything. Can't see anything. Oh god. Damn it. Half the time I feel like I'm going sideways. Drillers muggies. Oh, we're doing terrible now. Okay, it's awful now. Yeah, go across the first line sideways. Somehow we still finished fourth or third, so interesting. How many stages are there? Stage 4. This is not the game for you if you are Geek Carson. Should pay more attention to the. This is why I don't drive. Oh, oh, that's a short track stage. Okay. Third again. Um. 5. Right, engine. Can't see anything. Turn's alright. Oh, there's a turn there. Now we have a turn. Straight. Oh god. Oh god. Oof. Day 6! How many stages are there? press that tree. Come on. Food. We'll do one more stage. I don't know how many stages there are. Oxygen. Yeah, go around the tree. It's fine and perfectly normal. Stick to the road. Stick to the road. Can't see anything. Oh. Cost. Oh no! That's fun. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I guess this goes on for a while. The 8th stage with the last one. We'll do one more. The 8th stage with the last. Where is that? go. Do it. Hopefully the 8th stage is the last. Okay. On the road. Go that way. Oh, it was still 4th somehow. Oh. Ninth. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that. 8 stages is enough. Uh, we'll move on. Next game. Alright, next game is F-16 Combat Pilot. For digital integration, 1495 cassette, 1995 disc. Select your mission from the menu screen. The middle one, Conquest, may only be chosen when you completed the other 5. Set your waypoints. Each mission is calculated randomly, so it's rare you'll be flying the same one twice. It's probably one of those we need the manual for as well. Ugh. The alarm sounds and the corresponding warning light starts to wink on the control panel. There's an incoming missile locked onto your afterburners. Pull back on the yoke and climb, spiraling to try to break the lock, dropping flares to try to confuse the missile. Now you see the cause of your problems. A MiG-29 a couple of miles distant, and he's in your sights. Now it's your turn to watch him try desperately to avoid your sidewinder. Modern air warfare is the name of the game. The F-16 Fighting Falcon is a modern single-seat fighter plane. It excels in dogfights and is also capable of bombing missions, taking out ground targets with its intelligent weapons system. You are that pilot. There are a variety of missions waiting for you, so it's chocks away. It could be downing some incoming MiGs, destroying advancing enemy artillery, or taking out strategic targets. In fact, you may choose the mission. 5 are available initially. A 6th, Operation Conquest, is only available to those who have successfully completed all the other missions. It puts you in an all-out war scenario against the enemy. The idea is to force them to surrender by reducing their operational capability and morale. But while you're taking them out, they'll be after targets on your side of the fence. The other options available are Quick Start for those eager to get off the ground and training where the enemy doesn't shoot back. The next thing to do is to set waypoints. These aid you in directing you to your targets. The target's coordinates are punched into the navigation computer. In flight, this information is translated into a bearing to fly on, as well as telling you the range and your estimated arrival time. Many weapons are available. For air-to-air combat, you have heat-seeking sidewinders and AMRAAM radar-guided missiles. Ground targets can be taken out with a variety of laser-guided, infrared, and anti-radiation missiles, depending on the target type. If you are unsure, you can ask for the crew's choice, which gives you a suggested setup. Then it's up to the big blue yonder. You're sat on the runway, open the throttle, pull back on the joystick, endure. Endure. Okay. There's no time to admire the scenery, though. You're on a mission, and it's down to you to carry it out successfully. Help is at hand, though. The F-16 is one of the world's most advanced fighter planes, offering head-up and multiple function displays, HUD and MFD, as well as an up-front control panel, UFCP. Basically, this means that all information you need can be displayed conveniently without it all becoming too much of a muddle. It's unlikely that you'll reach your target without incident, though. Enemy fighter patrols are likely to intercept, and you've no choice but to blow them out of the sky. You're alerted to their presence via the radio, and will see them as a dot on your radar. Switch the MFD to air combat mode, and select your air-to-air missiles. Swing towards the target. When the missile locks, let it go, and get the hell out of the before a missile is launched at you. Targeting is fully automatic, thanks to the intelligent weapons system. Point the plane roughly in the direction that you want to fire in. If the target's visible and you have the correct missile type selected, a lock-on diamond appears. Stab the fire button and leave your weapon to do the rest. It's seldom necessary to get closer than a few miles from the target, be it ground-based or airborne. Landing is one of the trickiest things in any flight sim. We've all felt the disappointment of completing a mission, downing several enemy aircraft en route, only to total the plane on the runway. F-16 allows you to cheat, as long as you line yourself up on the correct approach, so that you're inside the ILS beam. The computer can be made to take over. You're given a rating on how well you flew at the end of the mission. Mission effectiveness is judged by how many of the mission targets were destroyed. Your kill rating is calculated on the number of missiles fired over the number of enemy taken out. Your view is from the inside of the cockpit. The bulk of the lower half of the screen is taken up by the MFD instrumentation, along with banks and warning lights and indicators. The top half depicts the wireframe outside world, with your HUD superimposed on top. The scenery moves around quickly, and though not terribly interested to look at, it's slick enough to be believable. There's a lot to learn. Simply strapping yourself into the ejector seat and taking off is likely to result in a quick death. The accompanying manual is comprehensive, though, and gets you used to the concepts and controls without too much pain. It contains much information about attacking and defensive maneuvers too. A quick reference sheet is also included and gives you an at-a-glance overview of the controls and instrument layout. Once you've got the grips with flying the plane, F-16 Combat Pilot is great fun. It's easy to become engrossed in the mission, and when the alarm sounds the arrival of an incoming missile, a true sense of panic overtakes you. Flight sims are not everybody's cup of tea, but F-16 is the best there is. First air target score, complete the scramble mission. Second opinion. There's very little competition on the flight sim scene on the Amstrad, and so this is a polished and accurate addition to the genre. Very good indeed. Chucks away, Ginger. Frank Ace O'Connor. Oh. The verdict, graphics 68%, very fast but unsophisticated wireframe graphics. Sonics 50%, little to listen to but engine noise and the occasional warning signal. Graphic at 82%, Plenty of manual reading is necessary before you can play properly. Staying power 96%. It's always going to be one more mission to fly. Rating 92%. F-16 Combat Pilot is fast and fun. It must be one of the slickest flight simulators around. Okay, if you say so. Okay. F-16 Combat Pilot. Go look up the manual. I might be needing it. Any time now. Oh, let's look elsewhere then. Right. Manual. It's French. Okay, this one's English. Ah. Where's our controls? Just tell me the controls. That's all I need to know. At least at this point. Come on. Here's the controls. Here's this manual. It's long enough. Controls, please, controls. Well, the manual not list controls at all. Come on. Come on. This manual is long enough. The manual's 104 pages. Come on. I've got controls in here somewhere. quick start. Should be the quick start. But it still doesn't tell me the controls though. Oh, I guess we have to figure it out ourselves in. Yeah, they write a novel for the manual. Oh, I think the next game we're playing does have almost a novel for an instruction manual. We'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, design Dave Marshall, conversion Keith Goodyear, graphics. There's Doty. Doty? Oh. Right, mission select. Pilot's log. Let's get started then. Okay, so gotta set our waypoints, I guess. So, what is what? There's 2 incoming MiG-29s. So where do we start and what's what? This is confusing already. Where's that manual? If you're familiar with the layout, it could save your life. Good. Huh. I'm not sure this helps. I'm not sure that helps. So is this where we start? Can we reset waypoint? Okay. I guess this is where we start. I have no idea. Since these will be moving targets, we'll leave it at that. I don't know what I'm doing. Cruise choice. We'll just do that because we're lazy. Right, we're moving. We're off. What does that mean? What does the beep mean? Okay, what happened there? F-16 crash. Shot down by enemy. Shot down by enemy. Already? Huh. That was quick. Crew's choice. Alright, let's go. Bandit, 36 miles. Up. Recon bad. How do we select weapons? Oh. Okay, W. Okay, now. Oh. Something to. From here. Oh, 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 oh. Bring it closer. Okay, I think we got it. Climb. I've no idea what the button for flares is. Oh. Well, that didn't work. Destroyed MiG 0, target 0. F-16 crashed. Shot down by enemy. Try again. One more go. Try another mission. Deep strike. Targets. Factory 2220. Oh look, it set it for us. How about that? Where's our base? No idea we returned to after that. Eh, we'll figure it out. Cruise choice. Let's go. Alright, off we go. Hey, what direction are we supposed to be going now? UFCP mode. What does that mean? Right, is this it here? In range? Let's go. Destroyed! In range? Are I even hitting the right targets? I have no idea. I get the thing we're not hitting the right targets. I don't really know. I think they're hitting. Well, is the 182 the hitting we're supposed to be going to? Is it? Uh-huh. Okay. What I got down here is the hitting I'm actually going at, right? Right? Or it seemed to be. It's not turned very quickly. This is quicker. Okay. And mine. Yeah, hitting a 1 That's enough for now. ETA 1.5 minutes. In range. You reckon this is it? Uh-oh. Nope. Asteroid makes target 6. We hit targets. Something. F-16 crash shot down by enemy. How many targets were there? Does it not care what we hit as long as it's something we hit? I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on. Next game. This game is Bat by Ubisoft. $24.99, disc only. Oh dear, you pushed this guy a little too hard and a shootout ensues. Perhaps you should be a little more polite the next time you ask someone a question. We've been highlighted at the top as a particularly reedy laser. Looks bad. Imagine, if you will, a future where man has conquered space, where distance and time no longer have meaning, where the human race has technology which allows any object to travel to any point in space instantly. Passing through the center of a man-made black hole, the traveler could find himself at the other end of the galaxy in a matter of microseconds. The universe has become a very small and very busy place. Man has made contact with several intelligent and not so intelligent species. Galactic politics are a very complex and very dangerous field to work in. Enter then BAT, an ultra-secret espionage organization. BAT is a subdivision of a very large corporation, a corporation involved in some extremely Machiavellian pursuits. Parallels can be drawn with the world of BAT and George Orwell's 1984. You will always be watched, and you will usually be expected. You're an agent for BAT, and your mission is one of vital importance. The universe is depending on you. Two very dangerous criminals are on the loose, having both escaped from the same prison. Having both escaped, having both escaped from the same prison, they make a very formidable team. They must be apprehended, or at the very least stopped, before they can do any damage. Both have a history of violent crime, but one, known as Vrangor, is a psychopath, and unfortunately for the peace-loving people of the galaxy, a genius. Who knows what his next move will be? You have been ordered to go to the planet Celica, to a city called Terrapolis, and the last known location of the infamous Vrangor. Terrapolis is a truly dreadful place, a nightmare world rank with corruption and thick with crime. The streets are a breeding ground for some of the most dangerous killers in the universe. and strangers are anything but welcome. And so it is through this melee of vice and evil that you must stalk your quarry. And these people are the only ones who can help you. Some of the strange creatures you will encounter are more helpful than others. Some of them are just plain dangerous, but all of them must be approached, bargained with, cajoled, or just plain killed. In a city where even the police are your enemy, no one can be trusted, and some should not be believed. And so you pull the collar over your raincoat high, and with only a laser and a credit card in your pocket, you hit the streets of Terrapolis. Bat is a game of enormous size and scope, and you will realise this as soon as you see the manual, a well presented and highly informative tome of almost gargantuan proportions. It does contain everything you need to get started in the game. The manual also has a lengthy and highly instructive plot scenario, almost a novella. Although most of us would rather forego the manual, useful clues can be gained about the city and the population, and it really should be studied in depth before you make your first foray onto the planet. The game itself is an icon-driven adventure. Before you yawn and turn the page, it should be explained that Bat is one of the most beautifully presented and innovative games ever to appear on the CPC. As an adventure, the game cannot be faulted. There is no parser as such, or your actions are implemented via a floating cursor. But the cursor itself has a few tricks up its sleeve. Placing it over certain graphics changes its function, meaning you can explore the locations or chat with the locals with the greatest of ease. The control method is a dream in operation and ensures rapid progress and can be picked up in a matter of minutes. Before you actually start the game proper, you can change the way your character behaves by selecting a range of attributes such as charisma, intelligence, agility, etc. This also affects the way other characters treat you. Choosing low intelligence in favour of more physical characteristics may help you win in a fight, but not in a bargaining situation. The depth and wealth of options available is breathtaking, but never serves to make the game more complex than it needs to be. The challenge set before you is an immense one and is chock full of surprises. The people of Terrapolis can at times be both helpful and dangerous, but all of them can be dealt with in various ways. The graphics are unbelievable, truly excellent, and all suit the game to a T. This level of presentation is present in all aspects of the game, and the whole thing looks like just about the most professional product ever on the CPC. Gameplay is a dream, so what are you waiting for? Go buy it! First day target score. Get out of the airlock. Cosmic bananas. Space travel in the future is a pretty bizarre deal, dudes. No Star Trek warp factor for those cosmic hombres. Oh no, they do it in style. You see, it goes like this. They get like a big sort of super space magnet and like suck asteroids together until the gravitational field they create makes like a black hole. The theory is, and it sounds a teensy bit dangerous, that anything passing through a black hole will come out the other side in an entirely different and strange bit of the universe. Like maybe shipped in mallet or something somewhere. But here's a really weird bit. A spaceship, or maybe we could call it a whole ship, comes out the other side through a white hole. But it gets weirder because time doesn't really mean anything inside one of these black hole things, and so you could come out like before you were born, man. And like you wouldn't have to pay the poll tax, man. It sounds totally savory, dudes, and like everyone should try it. It's like totally legal, man. Excellent, yeah. Okay. Second opinion, the very mention of the word adventure is enough to put many people off. But wait, the superb graphical interface could change these perceptions for good. A bat verdict. Graphics 95%. Awesome. Some of the most totally savory graphics ever. Sonics 0%. Not a peep. But in space, no one can hear you scream. Grab factor 90%. Once you plow through the manual, it is totally addictive. Staying power 91%. Very hard, very challenging, and very, very big. Rating 91%. One of the best games of any kind for a long time. Except for maybe if it's in Combat Party, you did rate that high just before. still. It's a big game. It's £25 largely because it comes on 2 discs. Uses both sides of both discs. Anyway, let's get the game running. Okay. So basically, this game is a more or less a point and click adventure game. It's a lot more advanced than the first game, Zombie. But at least this they translated to English. They did Zombie as well. They never did get around to Iron Lord. Bat creation, play creation. So we create a character, I guess. Force, intellect, charisma, perception, energy, reflexes. Oh, jeez. It's up fast, huh? Oops. Will they do? Who knows? What does information tell us? Hey, Voxersoft. What are these items? Oh, we've got guns and stuff. Hey, cannon mods. Hey, this is Bickman. What? A hacker 30. A Haas 10. Cannon mods. A Lance Nova. Can we take whatever we want? I don't know. Aptitudes. Oh. Okay. I'm confused. Do we have to save it, do we? Um, Save. Save. Oh, okay, never mind. Main menu. Whatever. Play. Let's play the game. We'll get to it eventually. Disc side 2. Huh? Hello? Hello? Ask a question. Sorry, I cannot help you. Sorry, I cannot help you. End. Okay. In the city. Sorry, I cannot help you. Oh. Hello? Hello? So that means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. Sorry, I cannot help you. Okay, inventory. Next, got credit card. Oh. Uh-huh. Inventory. Next. What? Is it all I've got? Now 1,000 credits. Look. Ooh. Examine. Reads Club Zypho. Telephone 55555. Take. Skunk. Show hologram. Discuss. Hello. Hello. Ask a question. Sorry, never heard of them. You said Amerigo? That name means nothing to me. Need friends in the right places to get into the North Airlock. Okay. See ya. Hello. Sorry, I can't help you. Sorry, I can't help you. Abide by the law, and all will be alright. Say so. Here we go. Load the next bit. Insert card. Boop. Dial number. 55555. Audio link. This is a Cypher Club. How can I help you? We are open 24 hours. It's a private club. If you are a member, you can come anytime. Let's go in here. The toilets. Good, we found the toilets already. Although they are equipped for all races, they are not very pleasant. Sorry, pleasant. Pleasant? Glockmups. Discuss. Hello. Apologise. Okay, see ya. Look. Nothing here. Same guy. Bye-bye. Oh. Details? Sure. Hello, Agent Calhoun. I hope you enjoyed your trip. I am the one who has to explain your mission to you in detail. What are you doing? Listen to the toilets. You are well aware of the important role that Celica is playing in the supplying of raw materials to our planet. As a matter of fact, if Celica was ruled by an enemy of the Earth, we would very rapidly get into trouble. We have already been informed that this dreadful event could soon become a reality. A brilliant but insane scientist has escaped from the penal colony of Saint Eva of Angles. This would not be very important except that he is now involved with Vrangor. We had lost his trace, but recently we have discovered the traces of an EMC wave that corresponds to the one of Merigo. Merigo escaped from prison with Vrangor and is the only known link with him. Also, the governor of Terrapolis has received an ultimatum. You have 10 days to evacuate Celica, after which every human will be destroyed. The ultimatum was signed, Vrangor. The loss of Celica would be a terrible blow for the Galactic Confederation. Now you know all about it. You have to eliminate all the risk factors. Here are your things. We have added the hologram of Merigo. It's all up to you. Good luck. So now I have stuff. I got my gun. Some Krells. 800 Krells. A hologram. Is my worth? 122. A pamphlet. 1 credit. So is that exit? Is that exit? Let's take this back there. Is that exit? Oh, exit's up there. Trying to find the exits can be a little awkward sometimes. Head over this way. Cracker did. Hello. You're speaking English. Never mind. Bye bye. What's this here? Why is this not one of these? Club. Is this the Club Zypho we've been hearing about? A space pub. This bar is one of the most shady places in town. A lot of visitors have been found dead here. Stick Rob. No, I don't really know him. Hello. Hello. At least he speaks English. Sorry, never heard of him. That's me on my own business. Be Careful, the town is full of crooks. What do you have to buy? I have a hacker 30 to sell it. 205 krells. Already got one. Thanks. Alright, this goes out again. So this direction. Do you want to talk? Oh, he's got a gun. Oh, yeah, is it talk icon? Hello. Hello. It means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. It'll cost 42 krells. Okay, what do you got? I advise you to avoid my crackered brothers. Fine. See ya. Look, steak and chips. That's steak and chips, apparently. 30 credits. It looks like it's edible. Take it. It's cricketed. Bye. Hello. Double splats, nitro cola, 7 down, metal. Are we ordering drinks, are we? 7 down. 2 krells, buy, sure. Hello. Hello. Means nothing to me. Means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. The city means nothing to him. Hello. Means nothing to me. So I cannot help you. Means nothing to me. Oh. Means nothing to me. Does anything mean anything to anyone? Health. Drink. Well, you only got one thing to drink, huh? Drink it. Drink it. You had too much. You are paying by severe vomiting. Wonderful. Wonderful. Where's I exit from this panel? Here. It's over here. The Astroport Square, teeming with people, is characteristic of the great activity of Therapolis, such as the rush of the autocabs, leaving or picking up passengers, ferrying them to and fro in minutes. He's skunk again. Show him a hologram. No, I really don't know him. You know anything else now? I have a Century X to sell at 2 krells. Sure, let's buy that then. Thanks. Bye. So what's here? Exchange Center. This is the only place in town where you can exchange credits for krells, the local currency. What's on the computer? Bob! Level 2. 2 experience, 4. 4. Physical condition. Life force 82%. Calories 1810. Hydration 96%. Diagnosis. Language. Cardiogram. Oh, robot alien. Okay. Normal acceleration. Oh. Minute programming. How do we... Oh, quit. um, I guess this is where we exchange our credits for krells. Insert card. Specify amount or remove card. Take your krells. Specify. It doesn't tell you how much it is worth, does it? Leave. What's this here? The Mika food. A favoured place for the famished. It's automated but worthy of a place in the good junk food guide. At least we can get some food, right? Huh? Hello. Hello. The food really stinks. Good to know. Sorry I can't help you. Sorry I can't help you. Insert card. Select food item or remove card. Oh, what? I'm okay. 2 cock paste, steak and fries, fried onion. Dish of the day. Try it again. Insert card. Wait, what? Okay. Insert card. Select food item or remove card. Okay. Did I just buy a lot of food and not notice? Special day. Yes, I did. Only two though. Let's eat one of these things. Eat it. Nothing happened. Let's get on with it. Let's move somewhere else. Ah. Bye. What is here? The extra pull square and still there. Oh. Hey, look at skunk. I have nothing to sell. You already bought it. The central junction in Terrapolis, which leads to the many different areas of town. It is a good place to find a gunsmith's. The unbearable smell of fried Femax and breathless sausages fills the air. Who's this dude here? Who's this dude? Oh, can't talk with them. What is here? This, buy, sell, steal. What do you have? Weapons, munitions. Okay. Okay, there's the weapons shop. Fair enough. Oh, we do have help. Pause. No. 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 So where's our exit? Here it is. So this direction. Ubi! A saline salad. Take. Bar. The Night Bar. A very nice place. Here it is easy to find a beautiful woman and perfect cocktails. Hello. Hello. Those questions. Sorry, I can't help you. That means nothing to me. Oh, it'll cost you 49 krells. Oh yes, I heard about him the other day from some Glockmups. Oh. More stuff for you to buy. Where's that exit? It's over there. Finding the exit is not easy. This way. A street in Terrapolis where you can find a great crowd of people due to the proximity of the park, which can be seen in the distance. Artificial Park. This park, which was opened in 2160, is one of the popular parts for the people of Terrapolis. Peace and calm can be found here in contrast with the rest of the city. Shopkeepers have established themselves across the road. Hello, hello. Sorry, I can't help you. Sorry, I can't help you. Hello. Means nothing to me. This way or any other way to go? No? It is hard to find your way around, really. Well, the medical organizations are situated in the western part of the city. You can buy medicine here. Looks like it's on fire. No, I'm just wandering around, not doing much. The central junction, we're back here again. Yeah, I think we're just going around in circles now. No, where to go over there? Do we go this direction? Oh, no, back here again. There's, there's a direction there. How about that? What is this? Relic of the past, amid the ancient heart of the city. This building is one of the ruins from the terrible catastrophe. See, circa 2150. Oh, oh, question mark. What does that mean? Do I need something to get in there? Let's access back up here. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. It's an interesting game, but it's a little bit hard to find your way around. Shit, time. Anyway, we'll move on. Got one more game to do, so might as well do it. Alright. Reasons to be cheerful, part 2. Amiga shopper. 99 pence. You want our advice? Buy it. Over 75,000 words for just 99p. It's a serious bargain. Right, Gunboat by Accolade. The 16.99 disc only. Another disc only game. The silence is oppressive. The river flows sluggishly through the jungle. A dark, menacing serpent. Green algae coats the surface, catching the light and sending strange, ethereal reflections onto the bill of your PBR. The boat is a wide, hulking beast, gliding low and silent in the water. Every muscle tensed, you watch the river bank for signs of movement. Occasionally, when the sun sends a shock of sunlight through the canopy of leaves, you think you see someone moving through the dense vegetation. You wonder if it's your imagination, and then the shooting starts. Gunboat is a simulation of river combat based on the naval gunboat PBR, Patrol Boat River. Those of you who have seen the movie Apocalypse Now will have some idea of what a PBR does, But if you haven't, a PBR is a boat designed for river combat, a sort of marine tank, only without heavy armour. PBRs are fast and pack some very dangerous artillery. Their main strength is speed and stealth. The game has three different scenarios with varying degrees of historical accuracy. The first scenario is the foray into the dangerous territory of Vietnam. The second is a very typical jaunt down to Colombia to deal with the local drug lords. The third, only for the most experienced PBR captains, is a trip to the politically sensitive Panama Canal Zone. The game looks like a typical computer simulation, complete with filled polygon graphics and true 3D perspective. The waterways are quite claustrophobic, and some tight turns are required. At any stage, you can switch to a map of the river you're on, giving you some idea of which route to take. But be warned, the river systems are often tortuous mazes. You have the option to control four separate characters, namely the pilot, the bow gunner, the midship gunner, and the stern gunner. The pilot's job is fairly self-explanatory. He drives the boat and tries to keep it out of danger. The bow gunner has a choice of two fairly devastating guns, while the midship gunner fires a grenade launcher or a machine gun. The stern gunner guards the tail with another hefty machine gun. The game plays very smoothly, almost like an arcade game, with a control method which is simple and smooth in operation. And it is very easy to switch between the crew members who are all kept busy. Most of the danger comes from assorted gun placements along the bank. Graphics are very nice indeed. The use of just a single colour makes things a little bland, but it all moves nicely and the game is very atmospheric. Sound is a bit weak, though, with just the odd bleep and bloop. Sim fans will love Gunboat, and the fact that it's so easy to get into should give it a wide appeal. The three entirely separate scenarios, admittedly they all play in much in the same way, should give Gunboat lasting appeal. On the whole, a very good and very neat title. First aid target score, navigate NAM successfully. Second opinion, Gunboat has a real atmosphere to it, more serious than usual shoot 'em up fare, yet not over complicated. A good simulation that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. The verdict, graphics 80%, smooth and fast with a great deal of atmosphere. Sonic 64%, not much to speak of, but a nice boat noise throughout. Grab factor 78%, despite the daunting manual, simpler than first seems. Staying power 84%, but enough depth to keep you coming back for more. Rating 81%, refreshing and original, it makes a change from arcade conversion. Another daunting manual. That's what we need. All our games have little novels for manuals. Alright, let's get this started then. It was Accolade, wasn't it? Yes. Accolade presents Gunboat trademark. Programmed by the Code Monkeys. Designed by Tom Laurie. Producer Chris Bankston. Copyright 1990 Accolade Inc. Port for duty, pilot practice, gunnery practice, grenade practice. Save tape, load tape. Let's do the practice. Pilot practice. Okay, let's turn this around. Hit the engine. Let's keep moving. Hit the engine, man. No damage possible. Hit the seaman. Well, this is gonna be fun, isn't it? Hit the gun. No damage possible. Hit the seaman. No damage possible. Oh, seaman. Hit twice. We got past. Or not. How do we return to base? Okay. Gunnery practice. Good shot. 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 Tower destroyed. They're still shooting at us. Shot. 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 Tower destroyed. They're done. They're all dead. Good. Grenade practice. Shot. Oh. Tower destroyed. Tower destroyed. Okay. You get the idea now. Right. Port for duty, identify yourself. No. Welcome to Vietnam. I've been waiting for you. We need you for some secret riverine missions. How should I update my roster? First pity sea monkey. The Viet Cong are tricky and aggressive, although not extremely well armed. They use the rivers to bring in men and ammunition for their guerrilla war. The VC will use RPGs and recoilless rifles fired from shore to try to trick your PBR. If you encounter T-55 tanks or APCs, they belong to North Vietnamese army units. The MVA and VC fear PBRs, make them fear us even more. Get rid of this first here. Control of the inland waterway is vital, but they are Viet Cong highways until you clear them. I have 2 missions for you to choose from. PBR is great for water skiing. It kicks up an enormous weight to glide over, and its tight turn radius can slingshot you faster than you can possibly hold on. That doesn't tell us anything. Of view missions. Raid Charlie Point. Comdev 4 is assigned us to stage a diversionary attack on the VC stronghold of Loch Vin at 0435 hours sharp. It is essential that you initialize your assault at or before that time and keep up the attack until 0440. You are invulnerable for this practice mission. We're invulnerable for this practice mission. View map. Well, that's our map. Oh, do the invincible. So how do we switch views? Good shot! Tower destroyed! Hey, we hit something! Hey, turn around now. The map again. Okay. Where are we? Is the arrow where we are? How do you get out of the map? Just spinning around like anything, are we? shot. Good shot. Good shot. Good shot. Target destroyed. Southeast. That's okay. So off, time compression off, time compression on, okay, but time compression, and pause, identify target, my target is in front of you. Still have no idea where we are. It doesn't look like we're moving much. Okay, that reverses it. We're not head south, do we have to head north? Okay, yeah, okay. The crosshairs are where we are. I mean, that was obvious to start with. Follow the river. Not east, not west though. Oh. Hearing those, hitting it. go. Then it's gone. I didn't get these physics used. Oh. Something might move. I never understand these controls. East. We don't want to go east. Got destroyed. Yeah. Yeah. We went west. Good shot. Good shot. Good shot. Facing east again. Never get anywhere this right. Won't move forward. Speed up. It controls how one is just spinning out of one side is spinning out of control and the others are still. Weird. Makes no sense. We're going east again. This is still turned around. Yeah, I don't get this boat movement at all. We're facing north again. Come on. We're facing east again. We just blow through this really. Since we're vulnerable, we should really just plow on through. So I think we're past the time anyway. That's spinning, that's not right. I'm facing east again. Didn't even turn anything. Makes absolutely no sense. Wait to the captain. Everyone's okay. They're fine. Oh no, we can't get in. We missed the river by a bit. Yeah, well, never mind. We'll move on. Had enough of this already. Alright, I think that is the last review. French test suitable for beginners and advanced alike. Oh no, one day at the market. Look, computer games. Hang on, these look like copies. And this definitely is. Bloggers, pow. Yeah, you two buy something on naff off. Shouldn't be selling that stuff. It's against the law. And I don't like it. And he's thinking of the money. He just wants the money. Cheat mode. That rotten cheating games beaten Uncle Phil is back again. Are you stuck in your favourite game? Could you use some help? This is the place. Every month, AA's champion of cheating, Phil Howard, assembles all the best hints, tips, pokes, maps, and solutions sent in by our readers. Passwords, key press cheats, and maps speak from themselves, but for determined cheaters, there's also the arcane art of poking. Pokes. These are the short programs which alter the game as it's loaded. They are developed by hacking specialists to alter such things as the number of lives you have, amount of energy, etc. Multi-face pokes. These work with romantic robots' little black box, multi-face. This gadget lets you do clever things, which include poking around in the program to change the number of lives, etc. It's similar to ordinary pokes, but much, much easier. Dolphin. If you haven't heard the name Andy Price by now, you must be a Spectrum user or read The Sun. See any difference? What he's done this month is swap together a system that sneaks cheats past the new ocean disk protections, and he's called it Dolphin. Why? Because it messes about in the ocean. I thought I was the only one allowed to do bad jokes around here. Open the main proggy, save it to tape a disk, type in the individual cheats you need, and save them to. Merge the two together and put your game disk in the drive and type run. Speedlock disk decryption system. Dolphin. Very new Speedlock loaders only. Try again, Ocean. Flimbo's Quest. Young Flimbo gets his quest dolphined by Andolph Price and his amazing dancing disc. Try saying that after a gallon of lager. If it's infinite lives you're after for the disc version, then look no further. Puzznik. Next to sliver off the Price keyboard is a better way to beat the frustrations of the Puzznik disc. Merge this with the Demon Dolphin to get lots of retries and time. Monty Python's Flying Circus, victory number 2 in the Dolphin saga, sees the peculiar tale of a game based on a 20-year-old TV series that was almost funny 20 years ago. It's Monty Python's Flying Circus. Infinite lives and less enemies are what a certain defunct parrot was in need of. Operation Thunderbolt. Is there no limit to this chap's endeavour? The Master Blast Operation Thunderbolt disc is laid low by Andy, whatever his name is, and his delightful Dolphin. Infinite credits in this one, once again, merge with Dolphin. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. John Gervin's in and too hot to handle. Ouch, that was too hot to handle. Cheat for the Turtles game. Turn turtle while he gives you invulnerability and protection falling from buildings in later levels. This one is for the tape version. Magic Land Dizzy, the total, complete, and utter solution to Dizzy's fourth and latest adventure. Magic Land Dizzy comes in stunning form and an exhausted fax machine from Dean Dizzy Fan Hides of Grimsby. Anyone who puts this much effort into and really deserves a prize. Thanks to everyone else who sent in solutions. It's a shame we can't use them all. Alright, so go left, click the backdoor key, go left, talk to Dylan the Bush. Go left and jump over the well. Walk onto the shark. Keep going on the fin till you get to the other side. Collect the empty milk bottle. Drop the backdoor key in the empty milk bottle. Go left and click the handle. Exit top right via stairs and walk left. Keep going left. And jump over the gold cross. Exit left. Walk to the stairs and click the power pull. Make your way back to the gold cross but don't pick it up. Exit right, walk right, jump over the bottom right exit, walk to the pillow on the bed and jump right. Wait for the bat to start flying for the right, jump right and walk right, falling through the cloud. Walk right over the well roof, jump right and then left, click the cloth duster, be quick, you fall through the clouds. and so on and so on. Yeah, it's pretty lengthy. I have to put that to the test one day. Oh god, there's more than one page. Hammerfist. Ollie Staley of Hawley and Carl Surrey of Barnet have discovered a key press cheat and dexterity exercise for Hammerfist. Pause the game with escape, then press down the keys YUIO with one hand and CVB and N with the other. Then, when you unpause the game with escape, you'll be able to skip through the levels by pressing L. Got it? Trantor from Stormtrooper John Brown of Wittering comes the passwords for colourful running and blasting game Trantor. You can see them with your multi-face window by pointing it to address EE00. They are Kempston, joystick, Spectrum, software, keyboard, computer, cassette, Sinclair, graphics, hardware, terminal. What's all the Sinclair and Spectrum nonsense? Yogi's Great Escape. The excellent Carl Surrey of Barnet greatly deserves his prize this month. He has found lots of multi-face pokes later, and this key press cheat for Yogi's Great Escape. Redefine the keys to I, C, E, and you get infinite lives. Back to the Future 2. Tony Davis of Brighton has sent in a key press for Back to the Future 2. Type headbutt slowly on the title screen and you will activate the infinite energy cheat. Also, by pressing escape, you'll be able to move on to the next level. In levels 2 and 4, the questions try again, yes or no. Pressing Y will give you another chance and extra lives each time. AA Crimbo cover tape, Pusnik demo. We've got a poke for the demo version even. Oh, lots of caves. Yeah, the most over-publicized game in CPC history. The attention is wearing a bit thin now. Oh, delete the line of the cheat you don't want. Cheat mode index, a whole year's supply of multi-face pokes listed. Get your button-pressing fingers at the ready. Balrog. Once again, the fairy fiend awakens from the lands of mists to bring you yet another issue full of adventure information. Jaws, the last stud horse stallion. Public domain, disc only. Imagine an adventure which is disc only, taking up both sides, has beautiful digitized graphics in every location, digitized sound and good puzzles. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, Jaws has all of the above, but, and there's a big but, the game is written in French. Now, although the Balrog is fluent in all three of the Orcish dialects, plus a smattering of Hobgoblin, he isn't exactly fluent in French. So it was with a bit of difficulty and a French to English dictionary that I tried playing this game. Written by Stéphane Saint Martin and Xavier Briard, the general storyline, as far as I can tell, goes as follows. In 1995, the future, a deadly virus has spread throughout the world and millions of people are dead and dying. You play a beautiful woman called Shayna. You see her digitized body and hear her voice at the start of the 6128 version. And for some reason that I couldn't quite fathom, you must try and find the last surviving stallion, called Jaws. Perhaps he's got very big teeth. Located deep in the mountains of Tibet. Perhaps the stallion will be able to save the world. I'm not too sure at this point. The game looks beautiful. I've already mentioned the digitized graphics at every location, and some, such as the large waterfall, have added sound effects. As to the gameplay, well, apart from managing to move north, south, west, and east and examine things, the build couldn't really discover much as to the game's quality. His French wasn't good enough. However, I did discover that saying salute to certain people had resulted in them actually talking back to you through the computer's loudspeaker. The old man had said something in French to me when I said salute, and the yak mooed at me. Another very useful feature is that you can redefine the numeric keypad and have your own commands programmed in. This makes entering commands quicker and easier and is definitely a good idea. The cursor keys are also defined to move the compass directions. I haven't given the game any rating as I'm not sure of its quality. It looks good, but for all I know, its parser and puzzles could be poor. Definitely only for people who can speak French or have a good dictionary. The game is freeware, I presume this means public domain, and to get a copy, send £1 and a blank disc to Megamag. In France, even. Ooh. News! Adventure Adventure cover tap soon. After a quick word with Rod, he has agreed to put an adventure on one of the monthly cover tapes. The Borg is already negotiating with one company, and hopefully we'll have an adventure game on the front cover soon. Watch this space. Meanwhile, if you have any suggestions for adventures you would like to see given away with AA, then write to the Borg at the usual address and send some clues while you're at it. Adventure Convention! The second Adventure Probe Convention will take place on Saturday, 26th of October at the Royal Angus Thistle Hotel in Birmingham. Although the convention caters for all types of computer, if last year was anything to go by, there should be quite a few Amstrad adventurers there as well. So if you're interested in going and meeting the Borg in his livery flesh, then write to Adventure Probe Convention information. In Llandudno, so in Wales. Golden Chalice Awards. Each year, the Adventure Club, run by Henry Mueller, holds awards for the best adventures released that year. These awards are voted upon by the subscribers of ACL. Although the best overall game went to Chaos Strikes Back, not available on the Amstrad, Topological scooped Best Mail Order Software Company, as well as Best Mail Order Adventure with Last Days of Doom, AA62. Electronic Arts received the award for Best National Software Company, and SimCity won Best Simulation. Wow! 2 more games have been released this month by WoW Software. Escape from Prison Planet is a 2-part ported game, disc only, which will run on the CPC Plus and PCW machines. Joan tells me that the scenario is that you've been put on Prison Planet and you must escape. I could have guessed that. Price is £5. Power Curse is a 2-part GAC adventure written by Adrian Conn, available on cassette £3 and disc £5. Sitting in front of your computer one day, you have a strange feeling and you pass out. Next thing you know, you've been transported to an alternative universe. Oh no. Napped! $2.99 cassette, £4 disc, Atlas Adventure Software. You and a friend were touring Ormakirk when you discovered an unmapped cave system. Being curious adventurers, you started to explore the caves, but as you had not brought a lamp with you, you were attacked in the dark by a grue. Oh no. Should always bring a torch with you or something. The grue devoured your tubby friend then and there, but feeling rather full, he decided to lock you in his cave for when his appetite returned. He's now fallen asleep outside the only exit. He must find a way to escape. This is the introductory screen to Grunapt, a brilliantly written Adlan game by Bob Amster Adams. Some of you may remember Bob when he very kindly reviewed Adlan in AA60 after the Borg's monitor blew up. Since it's text only, the Borg was initially worried that the game would have too few mini in-jokes, as both Bob and the Grue are regular readers and contributors to Adventure Probe. However, my fears were unfounded. The game is just very funny. Grunapt has advanced commands such as ram save, ram load, and look behind, look under. But surprisingly, the game does not understand it or all. Overall, it's one of the best games I've played in quite a while. Atmosphere 79%, interaction 75%, challenge 78%, overall 81%. Talisman of Power, £2 cassette, £4 disc, WoW Software. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the author C. Berry on following my recommendations in AA60 on sending software into magazines for review. It's so much easier if people bother to get their games play tested as well as sending all the instructions plus a hint sheet. Unfortunately, I'm now going to have to admit that I wasn't too impressed with Talisman. Your quest, should you decide to accept it, is to travel to the Temple of Ezekiel and destroy the evil Lord Ursova. Included in the instructions, you get a list of verbs the game accepts, always useful for playing adventures, but not much else. The game was written using GAC and is reasonably large, 60 locations, with average graphics. Most of the puzzles are well thought out, though a couple seem a bit difficult as there is no clue at all about what you must do. For example, you discover two dwarf-like creatures sitting by a pond talking. Fine, you think, so you try to talk to them, and they just turn around and tell you to shut up. What you must do is give them a fishing line, but there is no clue or reason for doing this. Another puzzle involves a statue. On examining the statue, you are told that it is of Ursova, but you are given no other clues. What you must do is smash the statue up with a hammer to discover a pickaxe hidden inside. If you don't get many pickaxes hidden in statues, this puzzle is a bit illogical. What would have been better would have been if you were told that a statue had a pickaxe in its hand, or if the help command had told you to try breaking the statue open. The parser is unfriendly at times as well. Twice in the game you are required to dig, but the command dig gives a response, you can't. What you must do is type dig in earth. Not very impressive. The Borg also had big problems trying to cross a lake in a boat to get to an island. After spending 5 minutes trying to discover how to get into the boat, I realised that you could just row a boat without getting in it. However, the only way you could get to the island was row boat to island. Yuck! To be fair, there's nothing really wrong with the game, it just seems to lack a certain quality that would make it good. The best word to sum up Talisman is average. This is Seabury's first game though, and hopefully he will improve in time. Atmosphere 43%, interaction 45%, challenge 42%, overall 45%. Clue sniffing with the Bullrog. We've got a map of Infidel. Win £1,000 worth of prizes. Would an Amiga 500 or Atari 520? I shouldn't mean Atari ST. Software special, £200 worth for you to choose. Any system, any title. One of the world's foremost 16-bit games consoles, the Sega Mega Drive. And Super Famicom, the other world's foremost 16-bit games console. Plus. Commodore C64 owners, you want a disc drive? Yeah, ring that now. You want a C64 disc drive worth £130. Type-ins. All the programs of the following pages are ones you can type in yourselves. If you reckon you're a bit of a wizard programming, why don't you send in your own? Just keep them short. We're unlikely to use anything longer than 6K. And we pay the same for all type-ins, so you won't get paid extra. Send your progs in to type-ins, Amstrad Action. Warzone. Warzone is a very neat and very polished little game for 1 or 2 players. It comes from Richard Shepherd down Bristol way. The object of the game, should you decide to accept the mission, is to kill your evil, vicious, nasty opponent. It could be your sister, it could be your dad, it could be an evil, twisted space frog from Alpha Centauri. Either way, one of you is dead meat. Simply enter the angle and velocity you wish to launch the bomb at, and the missile will whiz merrily wherever you send it, hopefully straight at your enemy. You fire shots one at a time, correcting the flight path as each shot is fired. Eventually, you may strike lucky. There are 2 conditions of play, one simulating Earth gravity and the other approximating lunar conditions. The gameplay may seem a little complex at first, but follow the on-screen instructions and you'll soon be lobbing bombs all over the place. So it's basically Q-basic guerrillas. Color screen dump. Also from Graham French comes a neat color screen dump utility. It isn't full color, and as it's in basic, it's a bit slow. The results are quite pleasing. From a Citizen Swift 9 printer, it makes good use of the colors provided by that machine. It should also produce neat results on a Star LC200, so all in all, an invaluable type-in for colour printer owners. Snake! Snake comes from Jacob Hodson from Shire Newton in Gwent. One or two players control snakes which move non-stop around the screen. Numbers appear in the play area which must be eaten before they vanish. Consuming the numbers causes your snake to elongate, making it tricky to maneuver and harder to avoid the deadly screen borders. In two-player mode, the object of the game changes slightly. You have to cause your opponent to crash by fair means or, more likely, foul. Quite good fun and nice to look at. It fair takes you back to the old days, so it does. 6128 emulator. Listen up, all you 464 owners. Someone has come up with a handy 6128 command emulator. Should ease some of your typing worries. It's from Graham French of Breitling C in E6. Once the program is run, it installs itself in the machine and sets up RSXs which can be used from BASIC. The commands you need are listed below. You'll find the right colour and screen coordinates in your manual. There, couldn't be simpler, could it? Would anyone send me Dizzy 1 and Dizzy 2 on cassette in exchange for F-15 Strike Eagle on disc? Ooh, if I had F-15 Strike Eagle, yes I would. I've already got Dizzy. Free for all! Carolyn Lamb takes a regular look at the public domain scene. This month she gets around to answering some of your letters and takes a look at some pretty impressive graphics. Oh, here's some images. Oh, look, it's Bugs Bunny. Amiga graphics on the CPC. Hands up everyone who likes to see high quality graphics and artworks on the Amstrad. Let's see, I count that somewhere between a lot more than 6 and slightly less than 31,000. Of course, we all know that certain other computers that cost a whole humongous lot more than our Amstrads can produce totally hoopy high-res pictures, but did you know that you can get something that produces graphics that are nearly as good as Amiga ones? Amiga Graphics is a new disc available from Penguin Software and is produced by David Carter. The screens on this disc are digitized pictures from an Amiga. In some cases, David's had to enlarge the artist's logo or a title on some of the pictures, but otherwise they're completely unaltered. This disc is public domain, which means it can be freely copied and distributed. But if you run your own PD library and are planning to include the disc in it, then all David asks is that you don't split it up, just supply it as is. There are a total of 49 screens in all. It's pretty amazing to cram all these full screen files on a disc, which is only supposed to hold 20 at most. Look, there's a Garfield, there's a Mickey Mouse even. Things could be worse. Not only, Dave Carter has also taken the first step in becoming a publisher and produced a 12-page A5 format quarterly catalogue called PS News. Not only does it have details of the discs you can order from Penguin Software, it also contains news, comment competitions, a software top 10 chart, and free screen photographs. It only costs 50p, and in some ways it's better value than the usual PD newsletters. Send an SAE that's A4 sized plus 50p. Okay, stick in some more pennies if you feel generous. Prototype, the return of Anna. Did you think Anna had developed the last CPC product? Reaction, yes, they moved the letters page to the end of the magazine. Don't ask why. Welcome to another 4 pages of readers' letters answered by the Ed, Rod Lawton. Sorry we can't print all your letters. We usually get about 4 to 5 times as many as we have space to print. Rest assured, though, that even if we don't get to print all your letters, we do read them all. Just a couple of tips if you're thinking about dashing off a line. Don't say, please, please, please print this letter, because it doesn't make any difference. It just makes Rod feel guilty for about 2 seconds. And don't enclose an SAE. There's no time, unfortunately, for personal replies. If we can help you, we'll do so in print. Help the console! After recently purchasing an Amstrad console, I found it impossible to acquire a compatible analog joystick. IBM compatible analog joysticks will activate the fire button mechanisms through the analog port, but nothing else. Would Amstrad Action or any of its readers know of a compatible analog joystick and where to acquire one or some sort of interface? I dare to think that Amstrad have dropped a bit of a clanger by fitting the console with an analog port and failing to provide a suitable joystick interface or info. Did Amstrad just bolt it on as an afterthought? Do we have any games that even support it? Or any software that supports it? The second point about the console I would like to make is the lack of original titles. Does Amstrad think that it is really going to impress by repackaging existing CP software, i.e. Batman, Operation Thunderbolt, Clax, etc., by merely souping it up slightly, i.e. new title screen and re-releasing it in cartridge format? I fear that if the quality and availability of GX4000 software does not improve, the console will die an early and undeserved death. High street retailers, chain stores, are already reluctant to stock the console in a market already dominated by Sega and Nintendo. The lack of many quality releases does not help the GX4000's cause. I'm not saying all console games are bad. Ocean's Navy Seals is a great example of the machine's potential, and every release should be up to the standard. Gremlin's Switchblade is also pretty good. Dixon's is a prime example of how not to market the console. Their after-sales service leaves much to be desired, as they seem only to be interested in the initial sale, leaving the supply of decent games to the specialist software retailers. Having said that, the computer shop I work in refuses to stock GX4000 games. So, come on all you high street chains, console programs, give the GX4000 the support it needs. Edwin Armstrong, Renhold, Bedford. I agree entirely with your points about cartridge availability. The lack of titles in the shops over Christmas have had a crippling effect on console sales. How many people are going to buy a console they can't get games for? And to think that Amstrad was promising months before that no fewer than 12 games would be available on the machine's release. Amstrad had even had demos of all 12 up and running, so what's happened to the production versions is anyone's guess. Not surprisingly, Amstrad is washing its hands of the whole affair, blaming the software publishers for non-availability of games. They, in turn, are taking a long, hard look at console sales before committing themselves. The whole thing has been a vicious circle. In the midst of all this, the retailers already have a wide range of successful other machines to choose from. They don't lose anything by dropping the new Amstrads. To my mind, Amstrad needs to work hard at restoring dealer confidence and maintaining links with the software industry. Otherwise, the GX4000 could well sink without trace, as the various parties concerned keep blaming everyone else. Analog joysticks for the GX4000? May well be that the IBM compatible stick will work, but we'll never know until somebody writes some analog software. We suspect that a game would require special routines to support analog control, and currently none do. Too much trouble. On behalf of disk drive owners, I would ask you to put the tape to disk program at the start of the cassette tape and not the end. At the moment, I have to fast forward the tape and then try to find the start of the program. If it was at the beginning of the tape, it would be much simpler. Tony Baker, Ferrum. Yes, but surely you have to find the transfer program once. After that, all our cover tape programs will be safely stored on disk and you never need to use the tape again. If we put the tape transfer routine at the start of the tape, people with tape-only machines would have to bumble their way past it every single time they wanted to play the games. That wouldn't be fair, would it? Those new machine blues. Since Christmas, I've been the proud owner of a 6128 Plus, and I'm beginning to think that I was seduced into buying a computer that is outdated before it's even got off the ground. I was attracted by the package, colour monitor, disk drive and cartridge. Well, that extra 64K of memory would be useful as well, wouldn't it? I now find out that A, the extra memory is almost never used by programs. B, there's virtually nothing available on cartridge for the Plus. C, A lot of the stuff available on disc for the CPC is not compatible with the 6128 Plus. For example, I have 2 copies of Pinball Magic because I am pinball crazy, but it won't run. The explanation from a local dealer: "Oh dear, not compatible with the Plus? No, sorry, I can't give you credit." You see, it works on our old 6128, but if people have a Plus like you, we won't be able to shift them. Great. D. Final straw. AA is going to charge me 60p more each month for a magazine with a cover tape I cannot use. Anyone want to swap a wonderful new 6128 Plus for a nice old CPC 6128? Or better still, I think I might desert Amstrad altogether and get an Amiga. But then I'll lose my colour monitor. My head hurts. All it really needs is for Amstrad to get their act together and give the software backup required by the production of a new line. Jill Denton, St. Peter, New Jersey. Let's take your points in turn. A. Firstly, it's not true that the 6128's extra memory is almost never used. Although most games are designed for the 64K machines to cater for the lowest common denominator and cut overheads, many, if not most, serious programs rely on the full 128K of memory. B. It's true that there are fewer cartridge games available currently than expected, but the number is steadily growing and we hope there will be a decent total by the end of this year. Good luck with that. C. Some games don't run on the 618 Plus. Sorry, we didn't make that clear. That Pinball Magic didn't. As for your retailer refusing to exchange a game, that's quite outrageous. Any product must be fit for the purpose it was bought for, and if the man in the shop sold you a product that isn't, it's his lookout. He should definitely exchange it for you. Unfortunately, Lariciel doesn't have an office in this country that you could get in touch with. D. Well, yes, AA is going up to £2.20, but you are getting a lot more for your money, not least because we're negotiating special deals with cartridge manufacturers to get many pounds off their prices for our readers. This will help you get hold of more cartridge games, and you'll also be saving 2 or 3 times the entire cover price of the magazine when you do. We know that 618 owners can't use the cover tape unless they have a friend who can transfer it for them. The costs involved in producing disc versions would be many times greater, but it's something we're giving some thought to even now. Oh boy, the thoughts of Chairman Rod. I'm writing to you about my school modern studies project. My group and I would like to ask you some questions about computers and computing. 1. Do you think there is enough variation between the different types of software available? 2. Do you use a computer for a serious purpose? If so, which? 3. Do you have a favorite or least favorite game? If yes, which? 4. Please could you tell us the most popular game nationwide last year? David Main, East Kilbride. You don't say whether you're interested in just the CPC, David, or computers in general. Assuming you mean computers in general, here we go. 1. There's a huge range of computer software out there today, with a huge range of purposes. Whatever you need to do, there's a computer or program to do it, or at least software you can adapt for the purpose. 2. We use Amstrads for writing all our articles on, and Apple Macintoshes for laying out our pages before they go to the printers. 3. One of our favourite games of last year was the platform puzzle game Rick Dangerous 2. The year before, there was a tactical wargame simulator, Laser Squad, which we reckon is probably the finest game ever written for any machine. Is that what you just said about BAT just in this issue? We're also keen on home computer versions of arcade games, since home computers are nowhere near as powerful as arcade machines, and the games tend not to look as good or play as well. 4. The most popular game last year was almost certainly Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles from Microsoft. I'd do 16 bits rule. I was interested to read Cartridge Crisis and AMScene AA66. I'm not only finding difficulty in obtaining cartridges, their only outlet seems to be Dixon's, but also in getting games on disc. My local computer shop announced that they are no longer stocking Amstrad discs, and the larger retailers like WH Smith and Boots do not seem to want to know about them either. It begins to look like a conspiracy on the part of Amiga and ST stockists to run down Amstrad in favour of the more expensive and more profitable 16-bit machines and games. My son is thoroughly disenchanted with Amstrad now, having saved up for some considerable time to buy a 6128 Plus, and is beginning to wish he had bought an Atari ST, despite the fact that he would then be unable to play all the games he has collected for his 464 over the years. Am I imagining things, or is there perhaps a case for suggesting that the Monopolies Commission should investigate? Certainly it is up to us Amstrad owners to keep on at the retailers until they get the message that there is most definitely a market for Amstrad games on disc, and if they don't realise it, then they will lose out. They may not understand the advantages of Amstrad machines over the 16-bit brigade, but they will understand profit with a capital P, so get out there and get agitating, all you Amstrad users. Now to turn to my next hobby horse, I note that there is quite a lot of interest in PD libraries, and I'm told that you can get free PD software from bulletin boards. True, you don't pay the bulletin boards for the software, but someone has to pay for the phone call, and that someone might not be at all happy if they find out their offspring has been making 20-minute peak period phone calls to get free software. Barry Marsden, Slough. If you've managed to buy cartridges from Dixon's, then you've done better than we have. Your best bet for cartridge software is probably the smaller independent computer retailers, or you can buy the things from mail order companies, with the advantage of lower prices. As for Amstrad owners having a go at retailers to get them to stock Amstrad software, I'm all for it. You can't download bulletin board software without coughing up the BT, but you can't get it by post without paying postage, and anyone who buys their offspring a modem and leaves them both unattended must be balmy. Oh boy. Maintaining standards. I see with interest that you're now producing a cover tape of each issue. As a long-standing subscriber since AA16, I am worried that as a result the contents of the magazine will suffer to balance the additional cost. I realise that most of your readers are a good deal younger than my 34 years, and so are more interested in freebies, film license games, all rubbish except Batman and Chance. But please do not forget the rest of us, for we are the long-term users of the CPCs and not as fashion susceptible as the youngsters who will probably change their CPC for an Amari 80,000K with jet speed joystick and go faster stripes as soon as they've saved up enough pocket money. My gripes with the content of the magazine are few, but here they are nonetheless. Type-ins, more interesting ones, please. The best ones ever printed were the tracking of two planets with variable mass and gravity, with loads of permutations and some changes to the original program. This game has occupied hours of my time. That was a game. Adventuring, keep it up, especially the clues. Do not allow this column to falter. Colour, not too much, it offends the eye. The magazine is meant to be read, not used as a backdrop for a house party. Also, get rid of that hideous new cartoon over in the second opinion in the games reviews. Repeats just like the TV over and over again. People write in with the same queries. I realise that some people may have only just started buying your magazine, but it makes tedious reading for the rest of us. Also, the majority of these repeated questions can be answered if the people bothered to read the manual. Admittedly, not a good plot, but the characters are well defined. Finally, some advice for other CPCers. Modems, micronets, and comms in general are very boring, so don't bother with them. Get into MIDI, it's great fun. And you can sound like 808 State within minutes if you want. I recommend Foundation's Step Sequencer and Yamaha's PSS 680 keyboard. Lastly, in spite of the advert, a multiface is essential for games playing. With one of these in the Insider, you can finish any game no matter what. J. Treadgold, Launton, Oxon. The cover tape will make no difference to the contents of the magazine whatsoever, you will be pleased to learn. Type-ins? Well, we try to pick the most interesting for everybody, but judging by your favourite one, your tastes are a little off the beaten track. There is no way the Bulldog will let the adventure column falter. He is always phoning me up and asking for more pages. As for colour, Well, I reckon you're in for a minority of one. Everyone else wants as much colour as possible. And if you think Paul Morgan's colour pages are wild, you should see his t-shirts. Honestly, we all started wearing dark glasses. Finally, some comments about your comments about repeats. I can understand long-standing readers getting fed up with the same old questions, but can only suggest a little patience. Lots of newer readers have trouble with the basics, and the Amstrad manual isn't the best in the world. It's like anything else. Once you've learnt it, you can't understand the problem. I wasn't sure about leaving you a bit about comms. I think I'll get a deluge of complaints about that. Dear AA, I think comms is interesting for 216 reasons. Firstly, dot dot dot. First choice for a fast, friendly service. Buy now and beat the budget. Oh boy, these loops again. The best in quality games. Hit Squad. Spitting Image, the computer game. Pay two, pay twice the price. Small ads. The back issues. Can't get any of the first, 50 issues? Can't get any of the first 50 issues anymore. Treasure Island. Use your voice to locate the treasure. Where's the afterthought? Everything's broken. It's been that sort of month. For a start, Paul's Macintosh broke twice and confiscated half the magazine until we got it fixed. A GX4000 console broke, the lead connecting our Plus to the frame-grabbing machine broke, and Jim, who delivers all our post, he fell off his moped and broke his ankle. Oh, and the lift broke 23 times. Frank was trapped for 5 days before anyone missed him. Apart from that, though, what a month for Master Games. We're very fussy about awarding that ultimate AA accolade, but there's no doubt in our minds that these 4 games deserve it. Switchblade is very nearly as good as on tape as it is on the console. Total Recall is just one more excellent film license for motion. F-16 Combat Pilot from Simulator Specialist Digital Integration is packed full of real-life hardware and has to be the most thorough and comprehensive flight sim yet. Bat is French, enough said. As usual with French games, the graphics are fantastic and the gameplay weird. An excellent role-playing adventure. Last month we went mad on compilations. This month it's quality rather than quantity. Prizes galore. It's time to name those names. Honestly, we run so many brilliant competitions listing all the winners. Takes up most of afterthought. Is there anyone out there who's not won something? Big Dick Compo, AA66. Okay, thank you. You can stop sniggering now. That's the last time we let Adam think up the compo names. Your 10 lucky winners for this one, each receiving a Dick Tracy t-shirt and Dick Tracy mug. Wow, check to see if your name is here. And for those of you still struggling to work out the correct answer, Dick Tracy was played by Elvis Presley. His wristwatch contained a rocket launcher with thermonuclear missiles, and he wore camouflage green and khaki, something like that. Anyway, AA RoboComp. We had a huge response to this one, folks. Just to remind you, first prize was a 200-pound Panasonic CD Ghetto Blaster and Robocop 2 on cartridge. Second prize, 5 of them, was Robocop 2, the film on video, and the game on cartridge. And third prize, 10, was a cartridge game on its own. Phew. Incidentally, we had a good ticking off for offering 18 rated videos as prizes. We're all in the doghouse, and we promise it won't happen again. Sorry. Make sure you get your regular copy of Amstrad Action. After all, you're going to be well gutted if your favourite newsagent sells the last copy 0.0001 seconds before you get there, aren't you? To avoid this appalling possibility, fill in this coupon, snip it out, or photocopy it, and hand it over to your counter. Okay? Dear newsagent, please reserve me so many copies of Amstrad Action magazine each month, beginning with the May issue, out on Thursday, 18th of April. Extreme is one mean game, 86% crash. Extremely good, 85% CVG. A remarkable demonstration of what the Spicky can do, 80% your Sinclair. Urgent message, life-sustaining power cut and self-destruct sequence started. Soon your planet will be destroyed. Time is running out. Hurry. We've got the power, a power craze collection of #1 hits. Plug into this galaxy of fun and excitement for your computer. Power Up by Ocean. Amiga, Atari ST, Spectrum, Commodore, Amstrad, compatible with CPC Plus. Just in case you didn't know. And that's the end of the magazine. That took longer than expected.